So one of the women that I lean on a lot as part of my network is Cheryl. Cheryl has worked with Cummins for 20 years and is now the Director of Product Development for our fuel systems business. And so I wanted to bring Cheryl in today to talk a little bit about career planning during, balancing your career plan with your life at home. So Cheryl, what advice would you have for working moms in this career planning area?
Well, the first thing that you need to realize is that your career plan is up to you. No one else is going to care as much about your career or put as much effort or thought into where you're going with your career progression than you are. Even if you work at a company that values employee development and identifies high potential employees and tries to support them and give them opportunities, they're still dealing with tens or hundreds of employees. It's not the individual focus that you can give your own career. And that was a revelation for me when I first started working. I worked here for 3 or 4 years and doing a good job, had a job I liked, was identified as someone who had potential, but I realized that if I didn't do something or ask for something different, they were going to be perfectly happy to let me keep doing the job I was doing, the job I was good at, for as long as I wanted. That wasn't what I didn't realize that. Coming out of college, where there's a natural progression of freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, even if you go on to grad school, there's defined time periods and defined endings. You graduate, you move on. There isn't that timing as part of a career unless you make it happen. And also there isn't a template. Careers at companies don't come with maps. You have to make your own. And that's the second part of my advice, that you have to make your own map, but you need to know where you're going with that map. And that takes time to stop and think about what you really want to do. So this introspection is pretty key to give you the foundation for building a career plan that you can live with. And that's different for everyone. So while it's very valuable to ask for advice from other people and see how they're doing it, and look at as many examples and as many ways of handling work-life balance or career paths, none of those are going to be right for you. You have to create your own. So you have to decide what is important to you in the fact, if it's money, if it's time with the kids, if it's where you live, if it's time to yourself, and figure out where you want to draw the lines. What are the boundaries? Is it important that you never miss one of your kids' soccer games? Or is it important to you that you actually even drive the carpool to soccer practice every Thursday? Or is family dinners on Friday nights, that's safe. That's safe zone. Once you figure that out, and you might not actually figure out just by yourself, if you have a partner in this, you need to involve them in the discussion because they're going to be part of this commitment. Then it makes it much easier to look at the opportunities at your company or outside your company, wherever you're trying to do this, and figure out what you want to do. And you need that strong foundation to have that confidence then to act on your career plan.
So have you actually ever turned down a role because it didn't align with the priorities that you had set for yourself and your family?
Mm-hmm. I hadn't gone as far as turning down a role, but I've definitely selected roles and picked roles because of that. So for me, I wanted to be home as much as possible when my kids were little. I wanted to be home at night. Family dinner every night with as many people as can be home as possible is important to me. And so when I had my third child and wanted to still progress my career, I looked around for a job that was very much U.S. based so that I knew I wouldn't have to do any international travel. And found one that met my career planning objectives. Like, it was in the area that I wanted to move into, but it didn't have the travel, and it fit my plan. So I definitely did that. And now, as my kids have gotten older, I've gotten a little braver and taken some roles where I say, okay, I have to go international twice a year, maybe, but that works. Another key part of enabling that is my support system. And I'm here, I don't have any other family that lives here. So my support system is friends and the community as much as it is family who comes to visit to help. And you need to develop that as well to pull this off.
Okay, so it sounds like we should probably take some time to reevaluate those items that are important to us at different intervals, because it sounds like yours may have changed a little bit as your children got older.
Yes, and that's one of the things, having sat down and thought about this and looked at the future, my kids are going to leave. I mean, that's the whole goal, right? You raise them and they go. When they leave, I will still have 10 or 15 years in the workforce. So when I was writing my career plan, I decided to stay in the workforce when they were little because I wanted to be in the workforce when they were gone, and I wanted that continuity. So even though I might have taken a step back while they were younger, I was still working. And that gives me the springboard for when they're gone. I'm still known, I'm still here. I can go farther with those. And then the same thing that helps me now when I am sidestepping maybe some of the high potential jobs. I said, no, they're going to be gone in 8 years. Then I'm going to take that job. Mm-hmm. And that helps me stay grounded in I'm doing what I need to do. I'm doing what's right for me. And I can still have an amazing career.
Great. Well, and I think you already have.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Cheryl, for meeting with me today. Please let us know in the comments what strategies you've used to plan your career as you've started a family and as your family has progressed through the ages and stages, so that we can also learn from you.